Namaskar, everyone. Good evening. So, it would be great to hear from all of you as to which part of the world that you're calling from or joining from. Maybe you would like to mention in the comment section and share by the time our other friends are joining. Yes, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Namaskar. Namaskar. Yes, Guwahati, Toronto, Mumbai, Romania, Allahabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Noida, Pune, Bangalore, Pune, Kerala, Madurai, Visakhapatnam, Coimbatore, Kolkata, Mumbai, Surat, Kenya. Wonderful. That's really great. So, friends, this is how the web of great shifts is created. This is how it is knitted. Each one of you living in different time zones, coming together, joining hands together, and lifting this consciousness of the entire planet. What better can be, can we have than this? What can be better than this? So thank you so much for joining us here. And so before I start, I would also like to, you know, uh, you know, pay my gratitude to our teachers, Brahmarshi Chakravarti, Dr. Newton Kondaveti, and Brahmavid Virishta, Dr. Lakshmi Kondaveti. And I would also like to pay my gratitude to, QLU Maitreya Sangha and all of you who are joining here and making this 40-day meditation program a great success. So friends, by joining this program, it's not just that you are working on your own energy. You're taking this energy along with you and sparkling the small fragrance of this energy in your family also. So it's a great work that you are on. So I would say, please keep it going and keep up the great work that you are on. And I'm sure that so far there are 15 days you have, when since 15 days you joined this program. And I'm sure all these meditations that you've been going through, you have enjoyed those meditations. So you started with Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi, and then you moved to Sri Rajsekhar sir, and then Dr. Preeti Kohli. And well, my name is Hitesh Vashist. Many of us are meeting here for the very first time. And my journey with meditation started in year 2007. And since then, it has been opening new doors in the places where the doors have not been opened yet. It shifted my life, not only just at a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. So it is like, once you taste this fruit, there is no reverse gear. There is only a path of moving forward. And I remember this was once my teacher, Dr. Newton Kondaveti, shared it with me, that there is path of no return. So friends, all of you who are on this path, there's no path of return. You might feel derailed for some time, but yes, eventually you are on the path. Right? This path is there, holding you, taking care of you, and keeping you in that divine custody. So friends, with this, let us begin with our today's session on Panchkoshas. So let me share a story with you, and this story is, mentioned in one of our, widely read Upanishads. I can see a message that the volume of my Speaker is low. So friends, can you all give me a thumbs up if you are with me and you can listen to my voice? Okay, all right. Okay. So Carmilla, I would request you to if you can check your own settings, because many of here are saying that they are able to have the right volume that is needed for them to be joining the class. So it would be great if you can check your settings. Thank you so much. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. So friends, today's session is about Panchakoshas. And I start by narrating a small story from Taittiriya Upanishad with all of you. So Taittiriya Upanishad is one of the widely read Upanishads, and although there are around 108 Upanishads, but roughly 10 to 11 Upanishads are considered to be the major Upanishads, and Taittiriya Upanishad is considered to be one of those. So this story from Taittiriya Upanishad is, from the chapter 3, which says Bhrigu. So in this story, there is a conversation between a father and a son, who can also be considered as, a teacher and a disciple. So, that is how, there's a conversation. So in olden days, fathers were considered to be teachers, because that was the very first, learning a child would have, a great preceptor from their own family. So this story is about a small boy, Bhrigu, and Varuna, Rishi Varuna. So, one fine day, this small boy, Bhrigu, he goes to his father and he says that, Father, I would wish to know about that supreme force. Well, in Upanishads, when they say supreme force, they use this term called Brahman. Brahman. So if you find me using this term in the conversation that I'm sharing with you, please understand that it is talking about the supreme force or the supreme being. Okay. So he said, Father, I want to know about Brahman. Well, this Brahman is not about Brahman, right? There are, Kshatriyas, there are Vaishyas, there are Shudras, there are Brahman. It's not Brahman, that Brahman. It is Brahman. Brahman means the supreme force. So when he said that, his father said, That's wonderful, my dear friend, my dear child. I would like you to meditate over it. Do an intense sadhana, do an intense meditation over it, and see what comes forward for you. And that will give you the answer. He said, okay. So from that very day, on a regular routine, this child started to meditate. And after a few days of meditation, there came a realization from within, which said that food is Brahman. Anna is Brahman. So when he realized that, he wanted to validate this. He wanted to cross check with his father. He went to his father and he said, Dear father, I think I have realized Brahman, because uh, in my view, food is Brahman, because everything is born out of food, everything lives by food, and then everything ultimately goes into food. So I think food is the ultimate. Food is the Brahman. So, well, his father heard that patiently. He said, That's great, my dear child. So I would like you to meditate over it even more. That's what he said. So please continue with your tapas. So he heard that, and then he continued his routine. Every day he would wake up, he would meditate over it, and he would try to find out the answer to this question, that whom does this anna belongs to? Whom does this food belong to? That's what he wants to find out. And one fine day, after those series of meditations, he realized that it is prana that is the Brahman. The vital energy is Brahman. So he got really happy and he goes to his father in one of his conversations, he says to his father, "Dear father, I think I have realized Brahman. And to my viewpoint, it is prana that is Brahman. Because everything is born out of prana, everything lives by prana, and everything eventually dissolves into prana." So his father very patiently heard that, and he smiled and he said, "My dear little boy, that's great. Please continue with your tapas. Please continue with your meditation." And when he said that, this boy did not give up. And then he continued his meditation. After a few days, there came another realization from within, which said that mind is Brahman. So he happily goes to his father with excitement and he says, "Dear father, it is the mind that is Brahman. Because everything takes birth from mind, everything lives by mind, and everything eventually dissolves into mind." Again, his father said, "My dear little boy, that's really wonderful. Please continue with your tapas." And that's what he did. And after these long days, he finally reached to, a realization. Not finally, but he reached to this realization which said that it is the intelligence that is Brahman. The intellect, it is the intelligent, it is the buddhi that is the Brahman, because buddhi has the power to discriminate. Buddhi has the power to take any decision. So when he shared with his father that intellect is Brahman, the intelligence is Brahman, his father said, "That's great, please continue with your tapas." So look at the patience of this boy and look at the patience of the father to teach, because this is how, this is one of the most important principles in learning. There has to be patience in both the parties, right? All the truths reveal when we stay in the energy of patience. And that is what both this father and son duo was doing. So he finally continued with this meditation. And one fine day, there permeated a joy, a happiness, an inner happiness from within. And there was no reason to be happy from outside, but this boy, while meditating, felt that ananda within, bliss within. And somewhere he realized, I think this is Brahman. This belongs to Brahman. And when he said that, he realized that Brahman is something which cannot be described by words. It can only be felt. And that is what he was feeling while he was meditating. So, friends, I'm sure while you meditate, even in this past 15 days, somewhere each one of you must have tasted that bliss within you. There is this joy that came from within. I was listening to the feedbacks, of all of you. It was quite visible in the words that you were using, although the realization was something at a very deep, blissful level, that how you have tasted that bliss in those meditations. So this time, when he went to his father, he did not have any validation to seek, because by that, he had realized that this bliss belongs to Brahman. It's not that bliss is Brahman, only bliss is Brahman. Everything is born out of Brahman. So the joy that I feel within, the joy that is around me, the joy that is there in each and every cell of mine, the joy that little bird sitting on the tree is feeling, the joy that mud under the lotus is feeling, everything has that element of joy. Everything has that bliss in it. And it is this bliss body that is closest to the Atman, the Supreme Being. So, friends, what are these Panchakoshas? This is what the story spoke to us about. The first Panchakosha is about food, Annamaya Kosh. which stays on food. And then second is pranamaya kosh, which is staying on the energy. The third is manomaya kosh, which stays on the mind, which means the beliefs, the ideologies, the belief system that we carry. And the fourth one is vijnanamaya kosh, which is the higher intellect, the buddhi. And the fifth one is anandamaya kosh, which is nothing but the bliss body, the bliss that we experience when we sleep, which is why, when you get up from the sleep, you feel fresh because you have somewhere touched that bliss body, right? And inside these bodies, there is this Atman, the Brahman. So, friends, today our intent to meditate is to journey through these Panchkoshas, have experience of these five bodies, and then finally land into the zone of our Atman. So, on this note, let us all begin our meditation. If you all are ready, I would like you all to give me a thumbs up. And I'm also going to play some music for you. Please just see if that music volume is perfectly all right with you. Although I'm going to play it at a very low volume so that it finds a middle path with those who want it, those who don't want it. Okay. So if you all are ready, dear friends, I would like you to please gently close your eyes. Softly closing your eyes, locking your feet, putting your feet on feet, clasping your hands and resting them in your lap, and then softly closing your eyes. At this moment, just mentally remind yourself that, yes, I am ready. I am ready. And with that, I would like you to take 3 long, deep breaths, breathing in from your nose. Hold it for a while and breathe out from your mouth. Breathing in one more time. And breathe out. Just aligning yourself with this last breath. Taking a deep breath in, holding it for a while, and breathe out from your mouth. And now come back to your normal, natural breath. Our breath has 3 components: the in breath, the pause, and the out breath. Just maintain your attention on these 3 components. You might move inward and outward with your breath, or you might keep your attention on the rise and the fall of your chest, or you may like to keep it under this nose where you can feel the hot and cold breath just above your upper lip. Wherever you feel comfortable, you can keep your attention. If somewhere within me I had been holding this belief that to meditate is a tough task, especially for me, for now I keep this belief at bay as I'm ready to see what happens when I keep that belief lovingly away from me for some time. I'm open to this experimentation. I'm open to this explorative journey. Staying with your normal, natural, soft, peaceful breath. Every noise, every sound that comes in your ears, it is to help you to deepen your connection with your breath. The subtlest form of your breath. Letting your body, first of all, to come into this space of relaxation. And while your body grows stillness in this moment, I'd like you to pay attention to your mind. You can notice how the thoughts are birthing inside your mind and then eventually dissolving in the same space. Not trying to interact with any of your thoughts, just witness them, a loving attention to them, not trying to push them away. Let them be, and eventually they will make their way out on their own. The way the dried leaves fall down from a tree. All your thoughts are falling down from the tree of mind. Drop, drop, drop. It is easy for me to let my thoughts dissolve naturally. When I witness them with love, they drop naturally. Not trying to change the rhythm of my breath. If the breath is shallow, let it be. If the breath is deep, let it be. And if the breath is extremely soft, let it be. If there is anything that inside of you are struggling with, anything which is discomforting in nature, all you have to do is to just be, let it be. Not trying to push anything away from you. Just witness what is. And when you do that, you will notice this complex activity of separating from thoughts, separating from mind, becomes achievable. You've already experienced that in past 15 days and in your own practice of meditation. Entering into a space where the body and the mind are in this space of deep stillness. We allow this state to expand as we continue to do nothing, just being. Meditation, rather intense meditation, is an opportunity for all of us to connect to that supreme being, that supreme force within, the Atman within. It helps us to pass through the veils and give us rest in the place that we call as home, the real home. Today, we make an attempt to travel through all the identities that we have been holding with us. Let us first bring our attention to the very first identity that we hold, the identity to this body. the Annamaya Kosh. This gross body that survives on food. This gross body that tells me that I am a male or a female. This gross body that has a name. It has a status. It has possessions in the outside world. How can we travel beyond this body? It is by raising a question within. Whom does this body belong to? Whom does this Annamaya belong to? Letting this body drop all the associations with your Annamaya Kosh. You're allowing yourself to drop it. Dropping it. Dropping all the identifications with this body. Whom does this Annamaya Kosh belong to? And as we go deeper into this Annamaya Kosh, we move into our subtle body, which is the Pranamaya Kosh. It is this body from where the physical body draws the energy. Coming into this Pranamaya Kosh, the energy sheath. This energy that moves our body. Without this, the body is just a piece of flesh. It is this prana that holds the power to move the Annamaya. And in this space of being in Annamaya, you can Notice this subtle vibration emerging, surfacing in your body. You might feel the tingling in your palms, in your chest, or anywhere in your body for that matter. This itself is happening in your pranamaya kosha. And as we experience this pranamaya kosha, we ask this question again in us. Whom does this pranamaya kosha belong to? On whose command the prana in my body moves? And you enter deep down in this pranamaya kosha. And as you enter in this pranamaya kosha deep down, you pass through it, you reach to the manomaya kosha. Experience the mind body. It is the mind that moves the energy. It is the mind that has the power to command the movement of the prana. It is the mind that has the power to bring attention on anything. And I can experience this manomaya kosha, the subtler body, with this thin wave of thoughts, if any, moving in my mind. This body that constitutes how we look at life, our belief system, our views about self, others, life, our emotions, feelings. It is the manomaya kosha that is the hub of all. As you witness the mind, you're witnessing your manomaya kosha. When we meditate, It is always easy for us to travel beyond this kosha. Otherwise, in the hustle bustle of life, we can't take our awareness ahead of it. But in this depth of meditation, we're able to lovingly move beyond this subtler body, the Manomaya Kosha. It's like you're dropping this layer and moving inside to this Vijnanamaya Kosha, to which the Manomaya Kosha draws energy from. It is the Buddhi that commands the mind. And entering into this Vijnanamaya Kosha, where the body, the prana, the mind has dropped. All that we have now is the intellect. That which has led you to follow the suggestions given is Vijnanamaya Kosha. That which has decided to travel through these koshas, that is Vijnanamaya Kosha. The pure intellect, the pure buddhi. Experiencing this Vijnanamaya Kosha, how it feels to experience that. Just be in this space. And from this space now, you further ask the question, whom does this Vijnanamaya Kosh belong to? On whose command the Vijnanamaya Kosha operates? And as you ask this question, you are making space for yourself to enter even more deeper into this body, entering into the very next body where you have also dropped your Vijnanamaya Kosha, where even the intellect is dropped. Even this question is dropped that whom does it belong to? And where you are right now, just be. This kosha that we call as Anandamaya kosha. Because it introduces us to the very nature of our Atman. The nature of Atman is Ananda, bliss, pure joy. The nature of Atman is Sat Chit Anand. The truth, consciousness, and bliss. Just resting in this space, as this leads you to the closest of your supreme being within you, the Atman, the Brahman. And you can permit yourself to even drop this Anandamaya Kosha and see what is left. Just be what is left. It is this which is illuminating all the koshas. Just resting in this space of source, which is indescribable. It can only be felt, it can only be experienced. Just be. And we stay in this place for last 2 minutes. reminding it to yourself that I can live from this space in my life. I can carry this experience in my life. I can do my work with my awareness on my true identity. I am that light that shines in the Anandamaya, in the Vijnanamaya, in the Manomaya, in the Pranamaya, in the Anandamaya. I can live with this awareness in my life. I can let it grow. This realization can grow many folds in my life from now onwards. Taking 3 long, deep breaths, breathing in from your nose, hold it for a while, and breathe out from your mouth. Breathing in deep and breathing out, grounding yourself, bringing your awareness in all the koshas, feeling alive, rejuvenated in all your koshas. Wriggle your toes, open your hands and keep the center of your palms on your eyes for 5 seconds. And with a smile, you open your eyes. Welcome back everyone. So I'd like you to stretch your body so that we are fully in the body. Yes, wonderful. Excellent. That's great. So maybe we can take 2, 3 questions before we end up. And maybe if there are any one amongst you who would like to share their experience, you're most welcome. So Mridul Gupta, yes, you have raised their hand. Please come forward. Yes.
Hi, Hitesh.
I
Oh, thank you so much. It's I think it was an out of the world experience that I felt, and this is the first time I'm doing this, kosha meditation. I could literally feel moving, one by one back into, and when I reached into that fifth level, into the space of Atman, there was complete darkness. There was no body, and at that moment, probably it could be less than 30 seconds, I was feeling very restless, being there. And when you said, just be there, and suddenly I felt a strong white light, you know emerging from that and getting into all, and probably traveling into all those 5 bodies.
right.
It was an amazing experience. Thank you. It just felt so wonderful.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Excellent. That's a beautiful experience. Excellent. Yes, M. Murlidhar Raoji, please come forward. Please unmute yourself.
Sir, namaste. Could not see you now. Screen is. Okay, sir. Whatever maybe. I can't see you and I can't see my face.
Yes.
Sir, I am very, very happy with you today, sir. Did you I got a basic doubt. Will you please clarify me?
Yes, please.
Sir, when you are guiding me to go from Annamaya Kosha to Pranamaya Kosha, accordingly, we have to go out or go in.
Yeah, yes. So it's in. It is
in
only. Yes, it is in the Annamaya, where is the, the Pranamaya, and then inside of it is Manomaya, inside of that is Vijnanamaya, inside of that is Anandamaya, and inside of all is the Atma. So you can say Atman is the nucleus and around is everything that is built.
Actually, I trying to go for inside only. But when you said from Annamaya Kosha to Pranamaya Kosha, my aura is expanded to the outer space of my body.
That's
then again from Vijnanamaya, again it has gone up. So when you have told me in the space and come back to that one, I am trying to get back to inside my Annamaya Kosha. At the time I got out.
It's all right. You can just follow, go with the flow. You don't have to worry. Don't go into too much of technical things. It's okay.
Aura is going expanding there. Is it correct for me?
Yes, it's perfectly okay.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm very, very happy today of this day.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
You. Thank you. Thank you.
Acharya A. Raghu ji, please. Sir, your voice. Please unmute yourself.
Sir?
Namaskar. Yes.
It's an amazing experience and it's a true bliss. And every word is also, it is being with that word and being present here and now. It's an amazing. And in your clarification, this is the physical body in that Annamaya Kosha. And I was thinking next like that. But in your conversation, it is within ourselves only.
Yeah.
Amazing experience. It was a real bliss. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Most welcome. Just to build more understanding on that it is basically when you see the, the koshas build outward, they're talking about the aura.
Yeah.
So aura of the Anandamaya kosha is bigger than any other kosha. Wow. But where are they located? They are located inside of it. So then the journey is within. Okay. So that is how it is being built.
Yeah, it's
wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, maybe one more sharing. Malavi. Yes, yes, please.
Today's experience was really out of the world. And as you were telling, I felt the grossness of my Annamaya Kosha. And as you took us inwards and inwards, it started to become subtler. In the Manomaya Kosha, suddenly I saw my brother, some impression rotating in my Manomaya Kosha. I let go of it. I didn't bother about it. And then I went to Vijnanamaya Kosha, still deeper. That was quite blank. I didn't have any cantillations there. Anandamaya Kosha, oh my God, what a bliss of light it was. Just light, and I was floating in that. I mean, no words to describe that bliss. Then slowly brought us back and then to the Annamaya Kosha, and we opened our eyes. Simply wonderful. What a meditation. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. All through the week, we are going to enjoy this bliss more and more with you. Congratulations. What a lovely,
Thank you, madam.
what a lovely meditation. Thank you.
And maybe the last sharing we can have Lata ji.
Namaste ji, am I audible?
Yes, namaste.
Yeah, it was a beautiful experience, ji. But still, I had this doubt, as 2 or 3 people already asked, whether it is going inside or going, because I have seen many pictures with, as you said, the outer circles that is displayed as various bodies or aura. So today only I am getting this new doubt.
Yeah.
Can you explain the difference between the aura lines that are drawn around and the body koshas?
Yes, yes. So the journey is always inward.
Okay.
The journey is always inward. But as far as the energy field is concerned, the energy field of the Atman, even if it is inward, it is the highest.
Okay.
Right? And then over it is the layer of Anandamaya Kosha. So that again, since it is closest to Atman, so the energy of it is the second highest. So that is how the energy, that is the auric field. But it doesn't mean that inside of that, the other body, the lower body is. In the lower body, there is the root to the higher body.
Okay. This is always confused because always the pictures are depicted as the physical body, then
Yeah.
outside.
They actually speak about the aura,
Oh.
not the other thing.
So
They
the
speak about
inside
the aura.
nucleus Atman's aura is the highest, which is depicted outside.
That's the Atman, the nucleus of our being.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Great, wonderful.
Thank you.
So, well, that's great, dear friends. And today, I would like you to raise this question within you when you go back, rather for the coming days, because we would be meditating a lot more on the nature of the source. I will try to take you through the journey wherein we are able to experience the source. And I want you to ask this question to yourself, because when you ask this, you are actually working from your Vijnanamaya Kosha. And that question is, whom does this belong to? So, for example, if I have this glass of water with me, I'd like you to ask, whom does this belong to? Whom does this body belongs to? You've already done this. When you do this, you will be able to do a lot more practice of this question, because when you do that, you are ultimately making way to the source. So please keep asking this question. Whom does this belong to? Whom does my son, my daughter, my husband belong to? Whom does it belong to? And whom does this person who really hates me belong to? Whom does this headache belongs to? Whom does this great, big bruise on my knee belong to? Ask these questions. Whom does this mud belong to? This dirt on my window, whom does it belong to? Ask this question, because when you ask this question, it's like you're working with your Vijnanamaya Kosha. And that, it can definitely, like, Bhrigu, it can lead you to your own realization. Yeah. So on this note, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. sharp. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.